Uh, Welcome to another Smedham's podcast. Today we're going to be talking to Jim Ferguson, a Glasgow writer. First he's going to respond to a previous podcast, which was with Freddie Anderson.
Hello there, how are you doing, Paul? I listened to the podcast about your father, Freddie Anderson, and it was just obviously his whole life story in itself is of interest for any writer, I would think, in Scotland and Ireland and beyond, really. I mean, my main engagement when I first met Freddie was at the launch of West Coast magazine, which was a small press magazine published by Joe Murray, Kenny Mackenzie, and a third guy who did the typesetting and layout and all that, whose name I forget at the minute. But I mean, that was quite a good magazine, an interesting magazine. And I think in issue one, I'm sure Freddie had 2 or 3 poems in it, as I recall, but I could be wrong about that. I haven't looked at the issue 1 of West Coast magazine for 1987 since 1987, so that was quite a while ago. But they had the launch for it in a bookshop down at the city centre, where Kenny Mackenzie worked as a bookseller there in the poetry section, which in itself is quite a remarkable thing when you think really the amount of bookshops we used to have in Glasgow that sold poetry, just even second-hand bookshops and all that. Access to poetry is completely changed now with digital stuff and internet access and all that. But anyway, Graham Fulton got up and did a poem kind of taking the piss out of the Soviet Union, to which your dad took great exception. He was like, "Oh, that's quite a good poem, but why do you have to be so right wing about it?" or something like that. But anyway, Freddie took a bit of exception to the content because he was kind of taking the piss out of the fact that, you know, basically the Soviet Union was falling apart and so forth. And, but I mean, it's a
It
historical.
was a disappointment for him.
It's a historical sort of analysis in a way that, I mean, obviously, I mean, the disappointment about the Soviet Union probably came, you know, in the 1930s, really. You know, with the rise of Stalin and the show trials and all that. But I mean,
they still produced some writers.
It's not to say they didn't produce any decent writers. It was just, but then again, it fell into that Cold War sort of, you know, and we were in that kind of Cold War mentality then, which it was easy to attack the left under the idea that we were all kind of like grey monoliths of Stalin and all that, rather than kind of interesting folk. And I suppose the whole of the left, I suppose some people were very sensitive to kind of, if you know, criticism of the then Soviet Union as an attack on the left as a whole, you know, which isn't necessarily the case. I mean, I didn't think that was the case with Graham, you know. I think that was his simple sort of observations of when Graham had went for a visit to Moscow, and that's he wrote it as he'd seen it at that time and how he felt, you know. But it was all very well. I had a couple of poems which were actually about what was then the Youth Opportunities Programme, the YTS Youth Training Scheme.
That's what I got credit to Trotsky. I gave him My Life and things like that. Right. Then he got more into it as he got older.
Because in particular the essay today and the analysis today with Glasgow City Council and so forth and their attitude to art, which I still find Glasgow City, especially writing. I mean, they don't mind visual artists so much. In theatre, you seem to be able to get away with a wee bit more, and you could maybe get a bit of funding for somewhere and so forth. But overall, I mean, Glasgow City Council's support for working class culture has been not great, I would say. You know, considering the sort of budgets that the city has to sort of spend and so forth. I mean, Mayfest was quite a good thing for a while, but it seemed to me they couldn't really wait to get rid of it, you know, because basically there was too much working class stuff in Mayfest. I think that was the reason they just abolished it. I mean, I don't know how you look into it.
I met one of the directors in mental hospital and he discerned the
What,
the same bed, same ward.
directors of Mayfest?
Yeah, it was quite interesting.
Right.
I wouldn't go in really details to anybody.
Aye. But, I mean,
But,
just try to work with that with Glasgow City Council was enough to give you a nervous breakdown.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, I can only talk about it from my experience of writers groups, and they had this a sort of false. I used to call it a kind of false left wingness, which was like if you asked for funding to do a publication as a writers group, and you told them you were going to sell the book, and then use the, say there's a writers group, say half a dozen of yous or 10 of yous or whatever. But it doesn't matter what part of the city you were in.
I was in a few of them.
But as soon as if you applied to Glasgow City Council, you couldn't charge any money. The publication had to be given away for free, which immediately sort of devalues the work of the writers and the content within it,
Yeah.
And in my mind, I just thought, well, what's the point of that? Because if they gave you money for one book and you could sell it, you could then keep the money and produce a second book and and so on. Use that as a sort of rolling fund, as it were. But they didn't seem to have any conception of that as just like giving you the kind of grant that would empower a writers group to use as for a publication that you would then use as like seed money to do future publications and that.
I remember I was going to Mary Hill writers group. That was quite an excellent group.
Aye. I mean, obviously I must probably maybe met you there. I like McClarty went there.
Some decent women writers.
Aye, Dorothy.
Madge. I can't remember some names. We'll come back to it. We'll have to come back to Mary Hill.
A lot of interesting writers. Barbara Waitman was in it.
Yeah.
She was one of the folk closer to our age.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the good things about Mary Hill Writers Group was it was across generations and all that.
Yeah.
But the whole thing with Glasgow City Council, it's kind of refusal to engage with working class art and indigenous art. It seems to me. I mean, I've just had no joy, I would say, trying to engage with Glasgow City Council that I can really remember. I mean, if you're lucky, the Mitchell Library will buy 2 copies of your book for their archives. Yeah,
it's just continual marginalisation. Most of the writers in the city are working class. Yeah.
And there's an obvious, there is a sort of thing that they'll support kind of like film and visual art a bit more, but all of that is geared to tourism. So any art form where you scratch the surface of the real life of the city and present the real life of the city, it just that isn't really for tourists, because that's art that's made by and for the people that live here, And if tourists want to come and avail themselves of that art and enjoy that that's up to them. But the City Council makes it very difficult to find proper working class stories. I mean, obviously they put a fair amount of money into the infrastructure of museums and so forth, but it's difficult to say how much a sort of working class life you can really learn about and understand through the tiny bit of it that we've got in the People's Palace.
Yeah, they got rid of Elspeth King and Michael Donnelly, which was a total disgrace.
But I mean, the thing is, artists will always be artists, really, because it doesn't matter what your government is, whether it's, to be honest, left or right. Or
it's more about recognition. We've got them.
I mean, that's pretty much a Scot. You can take that up to the level of the BBC, and BBC Scotland, and how sort of the whole kind of way, it seems to me, that insight within BBC Scotland itself, whenever that was founded in the 1960s or something like that, even since it was founded, it seemed to contain within it the seeds of an anti-Scottishness and the Scottish cringe factor, and even sort of just in a certain way, being embarrassed by your own culture, except in sort of some kind of special occasions when something would be allowed to break through. Some, only now and again would things be allowed to break through or whatever. Say John Byrne doing Tutti Frutti or something like that, or
even I've seen Nesbitt.
and then Rabsy Nesbitt. That's about the pinnacle. But people are. Some people can see Rabsy Nesbitt with a wee bit of ambiguity.
I know what I mean.
Although I think it's genuinely written out a genuine kind of love for Govan and the people of Govan and the way, and it is quite a satirical look at Glaswegian culture.
Yeah.
And it is genuinely funny.
Yeah, definitely.
So things can come through now and again, but overall their output, I think, has been very bland. Just very, very. You get like hug. Our high point for like a Scottish cultural show, a thing that should really have been happening every week. Well, you did get it a wee bit with the Corries or something like that, but there should have been really on television, mainstreamed on television, just like Scottish acts and Scottish culture and Scottish things in general, which is, that is beginning to happen now, but it's so slow, and you wonder what the sort of Scottish executives at the BBC.
Well, I find even the best things with Kills Connections you only find on YouTube, and some.
So you wonder what the executives at BBC Scotland are actually doing, and where do they pick up what they think is worth broadcasting? Who are the people that produce it? How do you get in? I mean, even the
BBC Alba's got better.
BBC Alba and the new Scottish channel is slightly better. Yeah. I mean, it's certainly an improvement in what they had before. Yeah. But it's no, you can't say for a nation of, say, 5 million people, or roughly, that is anything like the kind of cultural output. I mean, even the actor for Borheed that was in Shetland said he wouldn't know how to go about getting the BBC to fund something if he wanted to make it. Yeah. What's his name?
I know what you mean.
Dougie Henshaw. Aye. I mean, when you get somebody who's a reasonably good and well-known actor that says he's bamboozled by how the BBC works. Yeah. How do you navigate your way through? If you wanted to produce a piece of work, if he wanted to do that himself, he says he had no idea how he would do it. It's one thing, I suppose, other people being able to do that, but and so, I mean, to my mind, everything is controlled.
Nothing really annoys me. Somewhere, Freddie says in his essay that politics is also culture, and what it's been missing is any look at all these marches that have had. I mean, lots of things that went on, and lots of singers have been there.
There's no proper analysis of cultural politics. Within the BBC itself, because the BBC is part of the problem of cultural politics. Because to my mind, it's. I mean, their job is to reflect the culture as we think that's its job as a public sector broadcaster, but it doesn't seem to do that. When, especially if you think about the 2014 independence referendum, they just completely took a unionist stance, a completely British unionist stance. I mean, at no time was the Yes campaign really represented in a positive light, and that whole overall debate, and there was about a year and a half of coverage.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we want to move on to some of your poems, or?
I am very conscious of that. Obviously, I kind of started writing in the mid-1980s, Paul. So I don't really know what to do, but I'll just do
a few things that
I'll
pertinent.
do it my wee early poem about the close, you know, because it's quite, it's got a kind of Glaswegian feel to it, and it was just at that time when they started, you know, that's when they started to sort of renovate closes and put doors with intercoms on them, and you know, I mean, you know, before the mid-80s, most closes didn't have an entrance door, you know, you just walked in a close and walked on the stairs and jammed somebody's door, you know, you didn't press a buzzer, you know. Aye. And I got this, it was actually called Empty Hello, which was kind of what I thought of the part of the process. Well, in a lot of ways, the upgrading of close has been a very good thing, but I thought it would be kind of, at the same time, we lost a bit of our community there, and that's, I suppose, what this poem is about. The Close is such a seductive place. The Close is a time traveller from slums to yuppies. From the midden to the speak here door, the Macintosh glaze, the razor slash, drinking hoosies, all that. Haberdash from Habitat to Scottish writers' romantic setting for heavy scenes and heavy petting. The Close, oh aye, my ain wee Close. Sitting on the stair, your cellar resident comes out and says, you can't sit there all night, and he's right because it's freezing. A million dark and dingy metaphors, the smell of piss, like the smell of piss, a redundant can of special. What you doing sitting there? You can't drink in here, pal. I know, but the Close is such a seductive place. I've got to be in it. I've got to be in it. Boom, boom. Anyway, that's sort of what that poem was about, that whole sort of thing, but in a way, you know, if it is in some ways an improvement, is in, you know, in certain ways a kind of taken away because we end up slightly more isolated and with slightly less of a community sense of solidarity.
I remember reading some philosopher, I think it was Engels even, saying that with every gain there's also a loss.
Aye. So that's, I suppose that poem's just point, that's it in a nutshell, aye. Yeah. Engels said it better than I did. Well, that days then, we'll just leave it there.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to do another one.
I don't mind.
Yeah, do another two.
I thought, alright, I'll do...
be strict on the time.
I'll stay on an Glasgow theme then, and I'll just do my wee poem about Alec Harvey. I'll not say much about Alec Harvey. Obviously, he's a rock and roll singer. He was Glasgow's Tommy Steele. He won a competition to be Glasgow's Tommy Steele at a talent contest. That was how he kind of started it. And then he had a jazz big band, which he went touring around Scotland with. And then he got a job playing the guitar in the orchestra pit on the musical Hair in London in the late 1960s. And out of that, when he sort of packed that in or got fed up with it or whatever, that was when he formed the sensational Alex Harvey band, and they were, that was where I first came across him. And they had quite interesting ideas on art and music and the theatricality of performance and things like that, and just a general kind of, I think he saw a lot of freedom within rock and roll as a stage where he could kind of present wee stories and stuff like that, and quite a lot of kind of escapist things and all that. But I mean, one of his main things is, well, for Alex Harvey in his life, I think, was he was quite a committed pacifist. Which was anyway an interesting thing, especially. I think his father in World War II, you know, refused to join the British Army and so forth, and that was obviously seen as pretty bad because that was the war where, if you wanted to justify a war, that's probably the most justifiable war that the British have been involved in, because it was against the Nazis, you know, and against sort of the rise of fascism in Europe. Well, of course, the British record in Spain,
the Boer Wars,
and blah blah. But you know, they didn't take on the Spanish Civil War to fight fascism in Spain. You know, they only took it on when fascism actually came to France, really, or came to Poland.
The way they're treating us as the oldest now is just a disgrace.
Well, you could see a link there, but I wouldn't want to accuse anyone in the British government of being a fascist. Certainly not. No. Anyway, Alex, this is just about that's just about the sense of performance and freedom and that kind of idea that you can get from poetry and music and theatre. And I called it Alex Harvey Was Our Guide. This is not Radio 4, it's a verbal liberation thundering through your door. This is not Radio 3, it's a crazy gladness flying into your tree. This is not Radio 2, it's a sonic transformation heading straight for you. This is alive, it's a real living space. This is street life, it's a jungle full of grace. This is a man with stockings in his mouth. This is writing on our walls with no need to head south. This is our voice, it's a Glaswegian call. They think it's funny when you speak out and it's funny when you fall. A cartoon hero with a dignified chant with a crazy striped t-shirt and a beatific rant. This is Hey Jimmy with a slice of Jacques Brel. It's a theatre of sound you can touch, taste and smell. This is life uncovered as your feet take the floor and you're swimming up a river you did not know you loved before. It's a tree and a fish and a bird and a bell and all that other crap that the tourist shops sell. It's laughter and hope, depression and death. It's a different holy book, it's your heartbeat and your breath. This is where they rob you of your skills and your wealth. This is chain-smoking life, it's inherent ill health. They will call you a nutter, they will call you off your tree. If never the exploiter nor exploited shall you be. This is radio without wage slaves, this is radio in your head. This is radio anything that you want to say instead. This is not Radio 2. This is not Radio 3, this is not Radio 4, this is not Radio 4. It's a live space, it's a door, it's a wide open door, it's a free and vibrant floor. This is not Radio 4.
Do you want to do I'm Not Supposed To?
Alright, okay.
Have you got it nearby?
I've got it in my brain, Paul.
Right, okay.
We're not supposed to. It's a collective we, which does not include the aristocracy. No, I mean, but if you want to join the collective we, you have to renounce being an aristocrat. That would be my proposition. We're not supposed to. We're not supposed to be feral children, happy to wander the streets of our talents. We're not supposed to walk on the road where the cars go. We're not supposed to talk to the police in the wrong strong tone. We're not supposed to disrespect millionaires' private property. We're not supposed to tune into the news from Russia today. We're not supposed to get drunk until we are sent to jail. We're not supposed to take control of our beautiful souls. We're not supposed to steal the wigs from balding judges. We're not supposed to appear on Star Trek The Next Generation or Big Bang. We're not supposed to outlive lazy lords who call themselves farmers. We're not supposed to caress our lovers with toil-weary hands. We're not supposed to mark life in seasons, but only in storms. We're not supposed to forget to harvest an overripe crop. We're not supposed to neglect our couscous for tatties and rice. We're not supposed to eat excessive amounts of sugar and spice. We're not supposed to extract our own teeth with a dentist in sight. We're not supposed to migrate to the cities and steal the shit jobs. We're not supposed to use names like Charles or Harry or Grace. We're not supposed to mock the Queen at Holyrood Palace. We're not supposed to mock the Queen at Buckingham Palace. We're not supposed to mock the Queen at Westminster Abbey. We're not supposed to act like we are above ourselves. We're not supposed to remain forever the lower orders. We're not supposed to live long and prosper as part of the infinite natural structure. We're not really supposed to be here any longer, but here we are.
Thanks, Jim. Hopefully we'll invite you to do another podcast some other time.
Aye, we could have went on like for ages.